everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Melika's Ramadan Kitchen. Today I will be preparing halloumi stuffed peppers. So you want to start by rinsing your peppers, and there's two ways of preparing stuffed peppers. You can either cut the top off that way and fill them in from the top, or, which I'm going to do today, you can cut them lengthways down the middle and then have two smaller halves for your stuffed peppers. Now unfortunately mine had a slight blemish on it which I've had to cut off, but that shouldn't make too much of a difference. I'm going to cut it down the length this way. And then what you want to do, you want to use your knife to sort of cut out the core and the sort of whitey bits of the pepper, these bits. You want to cut them out, and then you'll hopefully be left with hollow half peppers. So now that you've hollowed out your peppers, you want to get your halloumi. And for this you want to have 2 slices of halloumi per pepper. So I'm going to have 8 thin slices of halloumi. And then I'm also going to have 2 thick slices of halloumi, which I'm going to cut up into cubes to go onto the side. So you want to cut them into thin slices, and again they don't have to be perfect because the peppers aren't exactly the same size as the halloumi, so if they fall apart a bit that's totally fine. It's to be expected because halloumi can be a bit crumbly. For those of you who've never used it before, halloumi is quite a rich tangy cheese. It's often used by vegetarians as a meat substitute for things like burgers or Caesar salads. And just, yeah, it's got a really delicious, unique taste. It's quite salty as well, so it's good to use on sort of lower amounts. I'm heating the grill while I'm preparing my halloumi, so I'm just going to cut my slices and then I'm going to grill them afterwards. So now I'm just going to add my halloumi slices into the grill, and I'm going to add my thicker slices first to give them more time to cook. Just going to place them on the grill, and you can hear that lovely sizzle as they hit the heat. And like I said, if the slices are falling apart slightly, that's totally fine. It's to be expected because halloumi can be quite crumbly. So I'm just going to do that for all my slices, and then I'm going to give them a couple of minutes to grill. Okay, so now my halloumi is suitably melted, so I'm just going to take it out. It's brown slightly on the top, is what we want. I'm just going to put it into a pile ready to place into my peppers. So now what I want to do, I want to peel and chop half an onion. So I'm just going to cut my onion in half. You might want to do slightly over half depending on the size, but you only need a small onion. You don't need to be too much, because not too much to fit into the peppers because they're quite small. So then you want to peel it and rinse it. So by rinsing it, it helps reduce the sort of pain to your eyes when you cut it. I don't know why it works, it just does. But yeah, it helps cool down the eyes a bit, because obviously when you chop onions it can hurt a bit. And what you want to do, you want to cut it relatively finely, not too fine but not too thick either. And you can use either a red or a white onion for this part. I prefer red onions because it has a tangier taste, a more rich and full flavour. But you just want to cut it both ways. It might fall apart a little bit at this stage. And then after that, you're just going to slam your knife down repeatedly until you get pieces the size that you want. So just like that, over and over again until they're the size you want. So I'm currently heating some olive oil in a pan, ready to fry my peppers. And while I do that, I'm just going to layer some halloumi onto the bottom of the peppers. You need to be careful because it's still quite hot, just need to do it gently. But I'm going to use half my halloumi now, and then I'll use the other half on the top of my peppers once they've been stuffed with, well, we're going to have to see what it's going to be stuffed with, no spoilers. But yeah, I'm just going to layer it onto the bottom. Doesn't have to be neat, just try and get it roughly even spread. So now I'm going to add my onions into the hot oil. Just going to scrape them in there, and then I want to leave them in there just enough time to soften and brown, and then I will add the egg to them. So now my onions have had a bit of time to soften, so I'm going to make a bit of a well in the middle, and then I'm going to crack an egg. And let's pour it into the middle. I'm going to do that with 2 eggs. So I take my other egg, I also crack it, pour it into the middle, then I give it a couple of moments just to the bottom to turn white. And now that the bottom of my egg has turned white, I'm going to stir it in to the onions, try and make sure they're all pretty much evenly mixed. It will end up being a bit of consistency like scrambled egg. You want to make sure it's cooked relatively well through, but it is going in the oven after this, doesn't matter too much. Oh, it reminds me, while I'm doing this, I'm preheating the oven to 180 degrees. So yeah, this stuffed mix is a bit of like eggy and onion. It's kind of more egg than onion. The onion's there to give it more of a a taste and texture. But yeah, it works well in stuffed peppers. You can also stuff peppers with like rice, or if you like mushrooms, you can use fried mushrooms, but personally I don't like them. But you just want to mix this until the egg has become a bit more solidified, and then you will add it into your peppers. I almost forgot this very important step. You need to season it, so you want a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and I like to put in a bit of parsley. There we go. I'm going to mix that in well, and then I will add them to the peppers. It's better to do this step earlier on if you remember. Okay, so now you're ready to add your mix into the peppers, and you don't want to overfill them. You need to be careful not to, because you're also going to put that extra slice of halloumi on top. So you just then tip it into the peppers, making sure the peppers are in an oven-proof dish ready to be cooked. You scoop up your mixture, place it into each pepper, press it down with your spoon, and you'll do this for all 4 of the peppers. For the last step, you want to take your halloumi from before and layer it on the top of your peppers. There we go. It'll be a bit harder now that it's had time to cool, but don't worry, because it's going to be put straight back into the oven. So yeah, just layer it on top of your peppers, so it's roughly even, and you want to leave a little bit of halloumi for on the side, because halloumi by itself is too good to not have. So it will look a bit like this before you put it into the oven. So you want to leave that for about 15-20 minutes to cook, and then, which it has been, so now I'm going to take them out of the oven, and hopefully the halloumi will be suitably melted, and the peppers will be nice and soft. That's the idea. And then you can serve this with a number of different things. I'm having it on a bed of lettuce with a bit of halloumi from before. You can also serve it with like rice or various salads. Speaking of salads, with the halloumi, it'll go really well in a salad, perhaps the next day or the day before. But yeah, just experiment with it. It's really good. Halloumi's really good in a number of different things, and I definitely recommend it. So now to serve up. And there we have it, halloumi stuffed peppers. By the way, if you have any of the remaining egg and onion mixtures left over, that also works great on the side. But yes, bon appetit! See you all next time, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye!